Good evening, good late afternoon to all of our viewers. I'm Dustin Owens, the coordinator of the K-12 Esports League, along with Ryan Menegdeg, the commissioner for the K-12 Esports League, and we are super excited to come at you live with some Super Smash solos that we've been hosting over the past few weeks. Robbie, it's good to be back on stream for a change.
Yes, yes, it is. What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? We are super excited to be here. We're going to do very quick intros because we do have the game starting here. We have been running Super Smash Bros. Solos for the last 3 weeks, and we are now into the end of our bracket. Today on stream, we will be bringing y'all our winners finals, our losers finals, and our grand finals in this winners finals match. We do have Uma Yuru versus Saki 24. Saki bringing out the Joker, who actually I have not seen them play on, as well as Yuru on the hero today, who we do see them play that quite a bit. Both of these players have been running through their side of the bracket. Obviously, being on the winner's side, meaning they have beaten everybody thus far, have not lost a match quite yet. So both players on fire. Excited to see who does come out on top today and guarantees their spot in the grand finals. Both these players very big in the K-12 Esports League. I would opt to say kind of legends here in the Super Smash Bros. Scene for us. But we are in this one very evenly matched thus far. No player has lost a stock quite yet. Great hit by Yuru onto Saki. There's Saki now at 106%. They do have the wings though. A lot of extra utility comes out from Joker when they do have that, and so Yuru gonna have to play a little bit safe here, only for the next few seconds to wait that out, and they do that successfully. First stock is going to be huge here. Last thing to mention before we really get into the casting of the gameplay. This is a best of 5 for this winners finals. So first player to win 3 games will be our victor here today. Dustin, what do you got for our stream today?
Yeah, absolutely. As mentioning with Legend, we actually did get some of the action caught for week 2 last week. Recording is up on YouTube. Saki was one of them. If you followed us during the competitive season, Saki is AKA Legend from the K-12 PEA Wolves. Uma also being Mono Aether from the Baba Bees. So definitely some interesting opponents and competitors that we have here. We've seen several students that haven't played within the league before that we were super excited to be able to bring to the table and allow them to do the solos. But we are down to these final last little bit, and I tell you what, to be a starting out matchup on this winter side of the bracket, it's already very competitive. As we see each player not losing a single stock. Saki at 166% and 122% in climbing is Uma. Saki is going to get that first stock take off of Uma, and I would venture to say that it's not far from this next stock take being taken.
Yeah, I mean, sitting at 175%, Saki has to play very carefully here. One final housekeeping thing I need to mention. We are not only running the stream right now, also a few of our other bracket matches currently. So specifically, if I happen to go silent for a little bit, Dustin will pick up the pace and be here for everyone on stream. But you know, we got a lot going on here. Just doing the best that we can today. But we're looking at Saki down to their final stock hero with 2 at about 60% here. Saki trying to find that momentum, bring it even to 1 stock apiece. But Yuru hitting really hard with this hero, already has Saki up to 50%. Saki kind of with their back against the wall at this point, honestly.
Yeah, and we've seen it's crazy how we've seen hero characters being utilized, and man, what an edge guard there by Yuru, being able to take Saki off and just not allowing for that momentum to be able to come back. Just in this very first round, in this best of 5, is what we're going at. We have been doing best of 3 throughout the past couple weeks and everything. However, in these final moments, that we want to give these competitors their best chance and everything. So, in this best of 5, Uma Yuru is going to take round one. Let's see if they can do a clean sweep or if Saki's going to come back. We're used to seeing Saki. We've seen him play on some different characters and everything during the solos smash and everything, but during the competitive season, a sibling duo primarily being on the pit and dark pit from one side, and then on the other side being the Sora. And I think I've seen Bowser and stuff like that a time or two as well. But seeing Joker was definitely an interesting pick. We've seen Jokers before, but Uma keeping true to their character, staying on that hero, definitely very interesting to see what we're going into. And as we're heading into round two, it looks like both players are going to continue with these same characters going into round two as we head into Final Destination.
3, 2, 1, go!
And just as we're getting started, again, just kind of the already 34% coming on to Saki, 10% on Uma at the moment. Going to be an interesting pace game, not having some of those platforms in place too. Definitely a difference in strategy. Uma getting some really good hits in there though. Saki getting some momentum, trying to keep control of that center stage, it looks like. But man, is going to take a huge hit, and that first stock is going to fall off of Saki. Uma quickly taking the lead in this round two. Is at 59% though. Joker not quite halfway up to their ability usage and everything to be able to take advantage of that. But being able to provide some good poke damage here and there without taking too much in the swing of things. And very quickly again, Uma taking the second stock off of Saki and looking really, really good, even at 70%. Has the two stock advantage against Saki.
What is it?
69% Saki, taking Uma up to 96% so far. And is going to get that stock off. Uma now down to two stocks, but looking really, really good with 77% now against Saki 24. Uma currently having that shield is going to have that ability go away, but is able to parry a little bit and is going to take that third stock off of Saki. Taking round two is Uma. And with that being said, Uma looking to try to finish this out. With the match point in mind for Uma, can Saki come back and take round three to continue this best of five series? Keep in mind, neither player has lost a single round throughout this whole solos tournament. So whoever loses this round or whoever loses this particular matchup will go to the losers bracket to face off against the one of the opponents for the other two matchups that we have going on in the losers bracket. And from there, we will eventually find out who's going to be the winner of the losers bracket, so they have the opportunity to take that back. And we may honestly see this matchup again. It's very hard to tell at this point in time. So we'll have to see if any strategy is going to come through. Any new strategies may come through for this. Uma probably going to be keeping the hero, but is also a very well versatile character who plays different things. Saki obviously showcasing who they can play as well during that competitive season and during the Smash Solos tournament and everything. So definitely a huge question. And as we head into round 3, it will be Battlefield, and we see Saki, known for playing Sora, is going to come into round 3 on one of their main characters here. We know how versatile they can be with Sora. Sora utilizing that kit to do the edge guarding, using that Thundaga ability. Also taking advantage of the Blizzaga effect to be able to freeze the enemies and be able to get some damage or some knockouts with them in place. Also very good stage recovery in general, but Uma trying to use these explosion tech off of Hero to get a little bit of damage in. Currently, Saki at 55%, Uma at 24%. And Hero being able to get that first stock take, having that sleep ability and being able to charge up to be able to do the knockout. Making sure not to get hit by that Thundaga coming up. Uma doing some really good dodging. Good shield there by Uma to dodge the Thundaga and missing the Blizzaga. Uma getting a minute to kind of look through Hero's kit and be able to select what they need to. Trying to use the sleep ability. Saki is going to shield up really good. Saki at 74%, knowing that some of these combos from Hero, but Hero has that bounce shield ability. Getting some big damage though is Uma onto Saki at 114%. Trying to use that Thundaga and the Blizzaga combo, not able to get anything onto Uma. Is going to be able to get some of that damage taken off though. And with that, 83% at Uma. Oh, at 148%, getting knocked off. Uma is going to take that second stop from Saki. Uma hoping to take round 3 in this best of 5 to have to wait and make it to that grand finals. Uma sitting at 96%, but with the 2-stock advantage, has a really, really good chance at ending this out. Saki getting a good hit in there though. Gonna try to do edge guard, but Uma coming back to the stage quickly and taking advantage. Getting Saki up into the air, but Saki with a good counter there and a good dodge over that Thundaga. Comes Uma onto the stage. And Saki with some good follow-up combos there.
Dustin,
what'd you say,
I'm
Robbie?
officially
Yeah.
back. No, I'm officially back. Sorry about that, ladies
That's
and gentlemen. I'm sure Dustin held it down. Oh my goodness. And as soon as I'm back, we do see Yuru hit Saki for that final stock in this game 3. Dustin, I did not get to catch the action. What is the series score? Is that Umu taking it, or are we going to a game 4 here?
No, that's Uma taking all 3 rounds as Hero. We saw Joker in those first 2 rounds being utilized by Saki. Saki coming in on the sword during round 3, definitely putting up a really, really good fight. But in the end, Uma has come and said that I want this and will be moving and advancing into the grand finals bracket. But with that being said, I believe we're still moving things along on the other side of the bracket to get to the matchups that we're going to be streaming here soon. So, Robbie, unless you have anything to add, we'll head back to a Be Back Soon screen before heading out.
Correct. We have one more match that needs to be finished before we can come back with our losers finals. So with that, as Dustin did just mention, we'll be back shortly. It will be at least a few minutes for sure, but we'll be back with the action very shortly. And we're excited to continue this bracket. Cannot wait. We will definitely see Saki one more time at the very least. So stick around for that. We'll be back. We will be back.
So while we are waiting for the winner side of the bracket to continue, we are going to move down to the loser side of the bracket to go ahead and give you a couple of the action matchups going on here. We have Hack Trio and Ruigi starting off on the Link, and the Sonic coming into round 1 of this best of 3 scenario. And right out the gate, Hack Trio coming down with that down B, gonna get some damage and continue hitting Ruigi up to 32% there. Ruigi finding some ground though, getting them a little bit off the edge, getting that damage in, and continuing to dodge some of Hacktrio's slashes and everything here. Hacktrio being able to get back up to the stage is losing percentage still at 86%. Luigi coming down, actually going to use the jump pad for the Sonic and get Hacktrio in the process, keeping them from getting back to the stage. First stock officially taken off from Hacktrio. Hacktrio, though, coming in with a good slash, using that bomb ability while Luigi coming back to the stage and getting that additional damage applied. Luigi using some of that Sonic speed to take advantage and get some of that damage in. Hacktrio going for those up slashes. Trying to use that boomerang to possibly cover some in between stages as it can come back. Luigi, though, looking to try to take the offensive, is going to get some damage, getting Hacktrio up to 81. Going to do a little bit of an edge guard, is able to successfully make it back to the stage. Hacktrio currently up to 91%, needing to find this first stock take to give them at least a fighting chance here. Hacktrio at 114%. Luigi still holding strong at 89% currently. Luigi getting the grab and go, and a follow-up combo is going to take Hacktrio off, but not quite. Hacktrio coming back to the stage each time, and with that final hit there, getting that second stock off of Hacktrio. Luigi feeling really good with those three stocks, even sitting at that 89%. Is just going to have to be careful as they get hit by one of the bombs from Hacktrio, getting them up to 97, but Luigi getting Hacktrio a little off guard to be able to get some of that damage and start poking at those this final stock. Hacktrio now at 47%. Good shield by both players, trying to make sure that they go on the defensive as well. Hacktrio finally going to find that first stock on Luigi, and Luigi still holding strong and has currently the advantage with the additional stock, and with only at 18%, gonna find some multiple damage combos there against Hacktrio. Hacktrio, though, not able to get up to the stage and is gonna have that final stock taken off in this round one. What a first matchup between these two contenders. Again, this is a best of three. We will be kind of heading into a best of five scenario when we go back into the winner's side of the bracket. And with that, we're going to head to Final Destination, being in the second round. Luigi and Hacktrio. Hacktrio maybe selecting a different character. We've primarily seen them use the Link character throughout this solo Smash tournament. Obviously, this being the last night, they're going to want to use which characters they're most comfortable with to be able to get them advancing to the next matchup. All right, and we now see our opponents coming into the ring. We do see Hacktrio on this Mii Sword Fighter, along with Luigi back on this Sonic, who we know is doing really, really well on them. Hacktrio obviously kind of going for that swordsman feel again. Going to be a little bit of a different shift, in the abilities and everything, but it should be overall very similar to handle. But right into this, we are seeing a very even side matchup. Hacktrio getting a little bit of an upper hand there just to kind of start up to 64% on the Luigi. Massive hit there to take them up to 96% now, and holding on to 40% is Hacktrio this go round. I think with the platforms being gone, definitely makes a little bit of a difference in how this gameplay is going to flow. Another big hit there from Hacktrio onto Luigi, taking Luigi up to 121% now. Luigi still able to get back to the stage. Has Hacktrio up to 81% currently. A nice shield there by Hacktrio, and a big up slash there to get Ruiji's first stock. Definitely looking like a very different round coming into this one. Trio, though, up at 99%, is going to have to be careful. Really good shield usage there to avoid that Sonic. Luigi trying to find the footing, is going to be able to find an opening and be able to take the first stock off of Trio. Still a very, very even round so far. Luigi with a good shield and follow-up. Trio going to be able to get Luigi off guard and able to take some of that damage, but Luigi coming back very quickly, applying some of that damage, following up with a combination as Trio is kind of winding up to get some of that damage as he is a little bit slower. Trio now up to 85%, Luigi at 50. Luigi going to be able to get back to the stage before Trio is able to get that off, which is kind of huge. 110% now Trio sits. Luigi looking to get this second stock off. Going to try to go for it. Is not going to find it initially. Avoiding Trio. Oh, and a very, very close Trio getting a really good hit. Good dodge through there by Luigi, but unfortunately not able to find the target through as Trio is following up there. Luigi getting back to the stage, getting hit. Each player looking for that combo hit to be able to get this second stock take off. Who is it going to be first? Luigi with a solid hit there. Again, not quite enough oomph to get Trio off. 161% now sits Trio. And still coming back to the stage, and Trio able to get that second stock off first, but Luigi coming right back in to follow up, making this a very, very tight one. Luigi looking to finish this out and move forward in this bracket. Trio looking to keep this going into our third round here. Luigi now up to 52%. Trio up at 41. Trio has the upper hand with some of those slashes. That could be it. It's not going to quite do it, though. Luigi able to get back to the stage. Really good shield coming back in from Luigi onto the stage. Now at 95%, 96%, and climbing to 102. Trio looking for one solid hit, most likely to be able to get this final stock take. Luigi going to have to play it very strategic to be able to get some of that damage up before being able to knock them off. Is going to find some damage there with 67%, but getting the down B is Trio, and it's not quite enough to get Luigi off, but I would say at 138%, we're not far. And again, with coming in with that damage, but not able to get Luigi off just yet. Luigi with a good follow-up has an opportunity with 97%. With Trio sitting at that, and a huge punch there by Luigi to take that final stock off. And wow, what a way to end a round two. So close. Luigi being able to hold on even with that higher percentage damage, able to avoid the onslaught of Trio and coming back with the win there, taking this matchup in the losers bracket to follow through to the next one. We now see Kashua coming in from the winner side of the bracket after the first loss. He does have to go through the Luigi. Luigi obviously looking to try to continue on, and after that performance against Trio, looking really, really good. We understand and know Kashua from the Esports League season, as we mentioned earlier on in the stream. Kashua is going to come in on the King K rule, but we are going to see a little difference with Luigi coming in on Luigi, which I'm assuming is the prime reason for the name Luigi. And starting out, Luigi not allowing Kashua to really get a foothold in. Already has Kashua up to 90% and 108%. Taking some massive damage is Kashua in round one here. Kashua looking to get some momentum. Ruigi's trying to do everything they can not to allow that to happen. Is going to be able to find the grab and throw. Big hit, but Cashua being able to deflect and is able to come back to the stage easily. Now starting to get some of that damage in on Ruigi, getting him up to 66%. And we know with the King K rule, the big hits are just going to keep coming. Casual with that up B and continuing into the combination there. Luigi trying to get back to the stage, is able to make it, but Cashua coming in, and even at 138%, Luigi not able to get that first stock off fully, is going to try to follow off and stage guard or edge guard, but not going to be able to find it. But coming back onto the stage and then initially getting this stock taken off. What an even matchup so far we have. Good shielding there by Luigi as Cashua tries to get that cannonball and crown follow through. Luigi currently sitting at 50%. A little bit of deflection there from Cashua. Strategic to be able to get Luigi off that combination, but Luigi sitting at now 90%. Going to have to be careful for the second stock take. Needs to get some additional damage onto Cashua. Try to get the second stock off. But a big hit there by Cashua, and stock number 2 is going to come off of Luigi. Luigi still has a solid hold at the moment, 24%, getting Cashua up to 91%. Has the good strategy here. Going to try to do a little bit of edge guarding. Is not going to quite do it with Cashua trying to deflect. Luigi's not going to follow through, but that little bit of edge guarding coming in again. And these players saying they really, really want this. Luigi getting Cashua up to 130%. Coming back with the shield. And a good outmaneuver there from Cashua. And a huge hit getting that second stock off of Cashua. But now Luigi sitting at 88. Might go off, but not quite enough to get him off. Gonna have to be extremely careful for this third stock. And with that, Cashua coming down and taking the third stock off of Luigi in this round 1 best of 3 situation. This will be going into round 2 game point or match point for Cashua. Luigi, though, looking really, really good in round 1. Is hoping to continue this on into a third round and wants to get back up into this winner's bracket if possible. Each player trying to see if they want to do anything strategic in terms of the switch up. Luigi, I don't know, like Luigi looking really, really good on Luigi and the Sonic. I think they're both solid picks. If Cashua comes in with that King K rule again, Luigi may be the better hitter out of the two, given that Sonic is speedy, but somewhat of that light hit here and there, that poke damage. But just awaiting for the character selection and really awaiting to see who the winner of this Smash tournament is going to be. All these solo players coming together from K-12, showcasing their skill, some of which did not even compete in the regular K-12 Esports League season. It's great to see some unknown talent coming in. And we do see Luigi switching back over to Sonic, but Cashua coming in on Mii Brawler, which is definitely one of the secondary choices that we've seen them use throughout this tournament. Cashua currently has Luigi up to 40%. Currently looking at 27% themselves and climbing up to 43%. Both players getting some decent damage in to start this round 2. Mii Brawler being able to get those combinations in, getting up Luigi to 78, 91% now. And as Ruigi's winding up, coming in and taking the advantage, getting the hit, Kashua going to take him up to 140% and get the stock take in the process. Great shield there by Kashua as Ruigi tries to come right out the gate after spawning. Trying to utilize that sonic speed, but Kashua is trying to predict those movements and everything. Kashua currently up to 84%. Ruigi not letting off the gas, though. Is trying to get as much damage onto Kashua as possible, but Kashua able to shield and combo in certain areas. Good hit there by Ruigi onto Kashua, getting him up to 110%. Kashua trying to follow up with some combinations. Unfortunately, is not going to make contact. Ruigi making contact, but the follow through, unfortunately, not coming through for them. They're wanting to get this first stock take off to make it as even as possible. Sitting at 83%, though, on the second stock is not looking the greatest, and now up to 99%. But Ruigi not giving up, giving everything that they have. And Kashua with a huge hit, getting that second stock off. Ruigi one decent hit away from getting this stock off from Kashua, but down to their last stock. Definitely at disadvantage currently. Kashua looking to capitalize and make this match point. Both players being a little defensive there, not wanting to lose it, but Kashua is going to finally get that first stock taken off, but sits at a very, very good and comfortable advantage with the two stocks remaining. Ruigi now up to 65%. Continuing on is Kashua with these combinations from Mii Brawler. Ruigi trying to find some momentum, but Kashua catching him at every glance, getting in those hits. Big hit there, and I'd say it's just a matter of time. One big hit away, and Kashua is looking at taking it, and he is going to take that third and final stock from Ruigi and take this matchup that will knock out Ruigi officially from this tournament, and Kashua continues to move forward. And obviously, even though it's called the losers bracket, yes, it's because they lost their first round matches or some of their first round matches and came down to this bracket, but that does not mean that these players aren't skillful, and these matches just are a huge testament of that. And with that, we will be going to a back soon screen, and we'll come back with the action in the winners bracket as soon as possible.
2, 1, go!
All right, and we are officially back with the action here tonight. This is the grand finals on the losers side of the bracket. So we are joined again by Saki24 on the Sora this go round for Small Battlefield. And then Kashua that we got the pleasure of seeing last week on stream somewhat, playing this King K. Rool also in the competitive season for the K-12 Esports League, as well as showcasing some of his new brawler skills. So with that, at 102% sits Kashua. As I say that, continuing to go up, Saki getting some really good damage in, not allowing the Kashua to get his bearings as this King K. Rool, but a good solid hit coming out from Kashua. Obviously does not take much to get the damage onto Saki, and as I'm saying that, the first stock is officially going to be taken of round 1 here in this best of 5 series.
Yeah, great stock take there by Saki onto Kashua. Saki sitting at 81% right now. Still needs to play pretty safe here. They don't want to lose this one and get equalized right away. But as Dustin mentioned, you know, we're very proud of our players here in this Smash Solos tournament, showing what they got, making it all the way to losers finals. There was a bunch of signups. This means that both of these players are guaranteed top 3. Loser of this series will get 3rd place, and the winner will move on to the grand finals to play Umayuru. See who does come out on top, but a great stock taken there by Kashua. Has equalized us at 2 stocks apiece, but sitting at 115%, the advantage is clear at the moment for Saki.
Yeah, and Saki obviously going through some of this this magic ability and stuff, knowing when to utilize that Thunder Gun to do the stage guarding has been very, very apparent throughout the season in the solos tournament. But Kashua at over 200% is going to finally get knocked off from Saki. Saki now currently up by 1 stock, has the advantage, but very early on in this game, being this best of 5. Kashua obviously being able to throw that crown and try to get some damage in while taking the full brunt of that Thundaga is going to get hit, but as you're seeing on some of the percentages, not as much as it would like. But man, huge there, and getting that Blizzaga ability to be able to get the freeze and the follow-up. But Saki coming in with a big blow to Kashua is going to take round 1 in this grand finals on the loser side of the bracket.
Yeah, round 1, and I'm not sure if we mentioned, if I did already, everyone, I do apologize, but this is a best of 5. I do think I did say that already. So that'll be game 1 going over to Saki. They need to win 2 more against Kashua to move forward to our grand finals. Kashua, of course, down 0-1 now, needs to win 3. We can see 5 games here in this losers finals. We could see 3. Selfishly, I am always hoping to see 5. The more action we get, the better, in my opinion. But Saki playing really well there on that Sora, using the Thundaga into the Blizzaga consistently with Kashua off stage, getting that freeze I think 2 or 3 times in a row is absolutely huge for them. Definitely got them the advantage there and helped them win that game. And at this point, we are just waiting for the players to join back up. They're fully allowed to switch characters in between games. The stage will be switching as well. We'll be seeing a final destination here for round 2. And oh my goodness, we know Kashua does play this Mii Brawler quite a bit, but I'm not sure if we've ever seen Saki on the little Mac. I am so intrigued at this moment in time. Gonna be absolutely interesting to see, especially on a stage like Final Destination. No platforms. Both players need to be in your face to do any sort of damage. This is gonna be a fun game to watch here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, as you mentioned, seeing Casual on the Mii Brawler, I've definitely seen him in previous weeks use this character. But the Little Mac, I think, may be a first for me even this year. I'm not sure that I've seen anybody utilize him.
I
Um,
don't think so.
Knowing though that he does pack, I mean, obviously Little Mac might be called Little Mac, but packs a Big Mac punch.
Mhm.
When getting this, getting you see the KO bar now flashing. Definitely going to have to be careful. Cashua is in that vicinity,
Oh.
absolutely getting stunned there. Cashua getting that stock taken away. Saki currently up by 1 in this round 2.
I wonder if Saki planned that perfectly. Because you were talking about it, and then right there, Saki demonstrates that KO from Little Mac, absolutely lethal. And taking that first stock here is Saki in this game number 2. Once again, this is a best of 5. Saki is up 1-0 in this series thus far. Kashua needs to get a little bit of footing and momentum in their favor. That was a great grab right there by them to break that flow from Saki, as it seemed like Saki had all the momentum on their side. But equalizing the percentage now almost is Saki here, and they do have the stock lead at the moment, so advantage for sure at the moment is going to Saki. And another, I mean, just what a great timed side smash there by Saki. It is a 3 stock lead to 1 stock right now for them, and they have the KO again. Kashua needs to get this stock, and they need to get this stock now. Saki accidentally used, I'm not sure if it was an accident or if they did mean to use it and it was just a miss on that, but the KO bar is gone right now for Saki, so Kashua's kind of feeling better, but unfortunately, as Dustin mentioned, the name is Little Mac. They pack a Big Mac punch though, and we'll see another side smash stock take from Saki on that one. Winning game number 2 for themselves. They're up 2-0 in this best of 5 series. We will have game number 3 up very, very shortly. We will be moving from Final Destination to the regular Battlefield stage up next. Kashua with their back against the wall at this point in time. 1 more loss, and they are officially our 3rd place winner here, and Saki will move forward. Needing to complete the reverse sweep is Kashua. It is not impossible, that is for sure. We've seen crazier things in the K-12 Esports League through our competitive seasons, but it's definitely a mountain to climb. It all starts with this next game, though. If we know anything about our players, this is something that is absolutely doable. That is for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And just kind of as a reminder, and we see Kashua coming back with the King K rule. Saki coming in on Hero, which actually I think I saw, if I'm not mistaken, in week 2 of the Solos tournament. I thought was a very interesting pick for them. But here we go, round 3. Whoever wins this matchup will go back to the winner's bracket to finish off our Smash Solos tournament, just to kind of keep everybody updated. So Uma, Euro, aka Mono Aether, if you know him from the K-12 competitive season, is waiting for that grand finals matchup against this winner. So after this match, we at least have 1 more match, potentially a second match after that, depending on how this bracket and everything falls, because at the end of the day, you have to lose by 2. Saki getting in some good damage onto Kashua, trying to avoid that King K rule, big hit, and a huge boom magic. I don't know exactly which one that's called, but I'm just going to call it boom magic. Getting that first stock take onto Kashua here.
Yeah, that was a great timing there by Saki to pop that at the perfect time and secure that first stock take. However, Saki sitting at 111 HP percent, make that a 131 in a dangerous spot here. Will successfully recover back to stage. Gonna send out that snooze. Good deflection there by Kashua to send that back towards Saki. Make sure they didn't get hit by that snooze there. great crown as well. They should be able to wake up from the snooze in time, and they do, in a good deflection as well. Once again by Kashua, we equalized 2 stocks apiece here, and the percentage was very, very close as well. However, Saki with a huge hit will bring Kashua up to 40%, but traded right back. We are 40-40 equal at the moment after until that grab there by Saki. Kashua with a great timing read there, not going up from that ledge too soon, will miss all that damage that did come out from Saki's magic ability there. I'm not sure which one that was either, but I mean, this is what we like to see here when we get this far in a bracket, a very close game as far as percentages, especially you know, being in game number 3. Kashua has definitely warmed up now, has figured out a little bit of how Saki does like to play, has learned their opponent as the series has gone on. And we're looking good here to have a banger of an end game 3. Does miss the ground, the grab into the ground into the slam. There is Kashua, but man, this is going, there it is, good dodge into the side smash. Kashua with the first lead of this series here in this game number 3, sitting at 2 stocks versus 1 on their advantage. Unfortunately, that snooze will hit. We are equalized, 1 stock apiece, 0-0. Nerves are high for these players, I am sure. Kashua knows if they lose this last stock, they are done. Saki knows if they get this final stock, they are moving forward here.
Yeah, and I was going to even say, like, kudos on the deflections and everything that Kashua was being able to do, and then even just the up dodges, being able to get over some of Saki's util. But yeah, that snooze definitely taking a toll, giving Saki that advantage there. But with this last stock remaining, it's so stinking close. Hard to really tell who is going to take this particular round. Saki getting a decent hit onto Kashua, getting some of that damage up, and having a moment to kind of catch your breath to get their magic abilities in check. I'm curious to see what kind of strategy they are going to utilize, but Kashua getting some of that hit. Saki going to be able to use the stage recovery ability to be able to get back up, no problems. Getting Kashua hit up to 90% now as they, again, are going through their ability list. And Kashua, it was kind of going up, but it looks like getting hit by Saki in the process. Gonna be taking it to 104%. Gonna miss that explosion, which honestly could have potentially ended the matchup. Gonna miss the snooze ability too, but man, Kashua coming down with a huge deflection, getting that stock off of Saki, and Kashua taking round 3. Now we go into a 4th round. Kudos to them, man.
Oh my gosh. We cannot understate how insane that was all game long. There, Kashua was getting hit by that snooze as they were coming up on back onto the stage from the ledge, right? Finally, in the last moment of that game number 3 there, we see Kashua jump, dodge the snooze, and read that Saki was coming through, hit the deflection, and win game 3. That was nuts. Shout out Kashua on that one. Wow. So series count now is 2-1. Saki has 2 game wins. Kashua with 1 game win. As a reminder, it's best of 5. First to 3 wins. So the reverse sweep dream is still here for Kashua. They can still win the next 2 and move on to our grand finals. For Saki, they just need to win 1 more. We are back to final destination for our game number 4. Both players have stayed on the same characters. Hero for Saki, King K. Rool for Kashua. With no platforms, this dynamic of this matchup does change quite a bit. I'm so interested to see how this one does play out. Kashua getting hit by the snooze, will not wake up quick enough to dodge that one, but pretty equal thus far. 66% here for Kashua, 46 for Saki. And man, what a game 3 that was. Oh man.
Definitely adding some of the excitement layer as we're kind of getting into these last few rounds and everything. Kashua, unfortunately, in a little bit of trouble at 130%. Saki, getting that ability off to be able to get that first stock take, but Kashua looking to try to make this even, is not going to be able to find it with that just yet. But Kashua not far from being able to get a stock taken off. One good King K rule hit, and it's definitely bound to happen. Saki trying to utilize that MP, get their magic abilities in check, has the bounce ability on currently, and is not going to find very much as King K rule is coming in for those melee attacks. Saki sending out an attack, not going to find Kashua in the process. Doing really good though at keeping control of center stage at the moment is Saki. And man, what a as you said, what a crazy, but oh, and it misses. That could have been huge. That could have definitely been the stock take that Kashua needed at the 90%, 120% sits Saki. Kashua looking to get one of those hits and dodges the sleep ability. Good kudos to Kashua there. Really needs to go in as Saki's trying to get set up with those magic abilities. Is going to find the cannonball hit, but not enough to quite get Saki off. Saki being able to use the stage recovery and get a good down hit as they're coming back to stage. And man, this is a nail biter right here.
I'm literally just going to say I'm holding my breath, I think, more than our players even are. Both players playing super well. Obviously, Kashua not quite able to get the first stock take here in this game number 4, but both players reading each other, and what hit there coming out of Kashua, at least equalizing the stocks. They are sitting at 162% though, so they have to play super careful here and just try and chip as much percentage up on Saki before they do end up losing this second stock to try and put them in the best advantage as they come down. But unfortunately only able to get about 9% onto Saki before losing that one. But these players just reading each other so well. Very good shields are coming out from both sides. Very good reads as well. Did that snooze hit? It looked like it did. Oh my goodness. Saki kind of on fire in this game number 4. Still has 2 stocks, only sitting at 60%. Kashua down to their final stock at 87. We will also see Saki pick up that crown, delay the respawn of it for Saki there. Kashua finally converting on that combo there of the grab into the ground, into the slam. Does bring Saki up to 96%, but again, Kashua so high on their final stock. They need to play very careful. They cannot afford to be hit anymore. One hit and it could end their bracket here today. But the ground slam from Kashua will at least equalize to 1 stock apiece for a moment, until Saki does finally finish us off here for this series. They will win this one 3-1 over Kashua. Kashua officially our 3rd place winner here for our Super Smash Bros. Solo event. We will see Saki returning to the winner's side of the bracket. They will be playing Umayuru, I believe, aka Mono Aether, in our grand final. Go ahead and bring us back to camera here, Dustin, for just a moment. Thank you. Again, shout out to Kashua. Battled their way all the way through the bracket to the losers finals, meaning that they have absolutely secured themselves 3rd place, which is not an easy thing to do. Played out of their minds the entire tournament. So GG's, well played to you, Kashua. With that being said, again, Saki moving forward in our bracket, they will play our grand finals against, we know them better as Mono Aether, but the name changed to Umayuru. We will be back in just a few moments. We should be able to get this matchup set and going very quickly. But with that, we'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, for our grand finals matchup. with a ready. All right, we're back. We're ready. But before we get into the gameplay, I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page here, right? So best of 5 for our grand finals, but we could be seeing 2 best of 5s because we're running a double elimination bracket. To be officially eliminated from the tournament, you do have to lose twice, right? And so we have Umayuru, who has not lost all tournament long, and Saki, who has lost once. So here's how it works. If Umayuru ends up winning this best of 5 that we're about to watch, they are crowned our champion here for the K12 Esports League Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Solos event. If Saki happens to win this best of 5 that we spectate here, then that means that Umayuru has only lost once, which means we have to play a second best of 5, right? So Uma has to lose twice. Saki, since they've already lost in the winners finals, only has to lose one more time before they are knocked out of the tournament. So double elimination. We could be seeing 1 best of 5. We could be seeing 2. Selfishly, I want to see 2. But that is how that works. Wanted to make sure we explain that before we got into the game so that we can be fully locked in all together once the gameplay actually starts. But Dustin, I'm ready. Whenever you are, let the players know we're good to go. And let's get this grand finals of our Smash Solos event popping.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely ready too. Obviously, we saw Uma and Saki, first here on stream tonight. We've seen them in the competitive K12 Esports League as well. Definitely a little bit of rivalry, I would say, between a couple of these two too. As we're kind of going into this matchup, and we see what's interesting is Saki.
Okay.
Saki coming back on the hero, but Uma coming in on Steve this go round, which we've seen a couple, but I personally haven't seen Uma on Steve this season, so this will definitely be an interesting matchup coming in round 1. Again, best of 5, just kind of as a reminder, each player getting mined up or utilizing their magic ability, getting their MP up and everything to be able to take on. But Saki already at 60%, as Uma, I believe, has gotten some of those materials and everything that they need, trying to mine their way up throughout, using that minecart ability to get across and get the damage in the lava block. 97% sits Saki currently. Very, very quick damage. Uma coming out the gate with a stock take. Holy cow. Very, very quick in this first round.
Yeah, and honestly, I needed to see Saki there push the envelope way quicker in this one. Uma very quickly able to mine themselves all the way up to diamond level tools, which hit just so absolutely hard. That one hit does so much percentage on Saki here, right? We see there just I believe that was a basic hit, not even a side smash, does 21%, which is just a massive number there. Already equalizing and actually having the percentage lead now is Umayuru. Say that 10 times fast, ladies and gentlemen. It's so difficult. Already having that percentage lead here, also has a stock advantage as well. When Steve first got released in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, they did have a lot of controversy behind them. They've been out for years at this point. They definitely have counters that every character can use to kind of neutralize how hard Steve hits, and I don't want to call them annoying, but kind of annoying tendencies that Steve does have with the building of the blocks and things along those lines. But we will see Umayuru have a 2-stock lead here, still having all 3 stocks. Saki on to their final stock. Now actually, in my opinion, catching some momentum for themselves, bringing Umayuru up to 98%. They should be able to secure this stock for sure, and at least reset down to 2 stocks versus 1. But playing their spacing super well right now is Umayuru, honestly. Steve is very versatile. A lot of kind of medium range techniques, a lot of longer range techniques, and of course they hit super hard close range as well. We will see Uma drop there. First stock taken by Saki in this grand finals here. As a reminder, I know I said it already, but this is a best of 5. First player to win 3 will win this series here. If Saki wins, we'll see one more. If Umayuru wins, they are crowned our champion here today.
Yeah, and it's nuts. We've been seeing Uma with the Steve kind of playing a little bit off the stage just because of the capabilities of being able to come back. It's kind of smart, kind of outplays a little bit. And man, again, just quick work utilizing that lava block, getting Saki's last stock there within this first round. And I tell you what, man, this is bound to be a grand final for this Smash Solos tournament, because this is already heating up very, very quickly.
Oh, that is for sure. That is for sure. And if we go back all the way to the winners finals, which we streamed a little under an hour ago, we did see Umayuru take that series in a 3-0 fashion. So right now, they are technically up 4-0 here today on Saki. So Uma playing out of their minds. Saki just needs to get one under the belt. That first one is always the hardest, always. And so we're going to see both players probably think about who they want to bring into the next matchup. We will be moving to Final Destination for our game number 2, which, no platforms. It does switch up the gameplay just a little bit. These players are very versatile as well. They can play multiple characters. They don't just have the one that they specialize in. So I'm going to be very interested to see this Uma stake on the Steve, and does Saki stay on the hero? And the answer to that question is no to both players. We'll be seeing Umayuru bring out Sonic, which is new for them, I think, as well, and Saki bringing out the Bowser, who we've actually seen them play quite a bit throughout the K-12 Esports League competitive season.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, nothing truly surprises me with some of these character picks, just because I feel like it is kind of like a statement in some ways, just wanting to make sure that everybody is aware that how versatile they can be with different characters and everything too. So I think a lot of it is having fun as well, just being able to play a character that they wouldn't typically do maybe during the competitive season, since we do the team formatting versus the solo format. But Uma right now sitting at 145%. Saki definitely getting that percentage up on them very quickly, and unfortunately is not going to be able to find their way back to stage. Gonna have to losing that first stock, but getting some decent damage now onto Saki. 98%, trying to get some of that, keep him off the stage and everything, but is unsuccessful with that. And just trying to look for an opening at this point. Is going to find some here and there for sure. Getting a good hit onto Saki. Trying to get them off. Still not quite Saki being able to get back to the stage at 135 and still keep coming.
And this is such an interesting matchup too. It's almost like a blind counter pick coming out from Saki here in this game too, because Bowser, is just so heavy. It's hard to get that final hit on them, even if their percentage is at 157, which is what we're seeing right now, right? Sonic does not hit hard either. And of course, as I say that, we will see a side smash send Saki to the abyss there in that one, but it's very hard for Sonic to actually confirm a stock take on Bowser. So again, it's like a crazy counter pick. Blind as well, coming out from Saki here in this game too. It's going to be very hard for Umayuru, I can say that 10 times fast, to secure this win here. But just that fact does not take away from the fact that Saki is actually playing incredible right now on the Bowser, regardless on if they're heavy and if Sonic doesn't hit too hard. Playing super, super good. However, Uma catching some really good momentum at the moment. Does have Saki back up to 99%. Has not been hit too much over the last about 30-ish seconds or so, but what a huge hit there coming out of Saki. Sonic now at 91%. Make that 108 one hit. territory is Umayuru now, and Saki will be securing this game number 2, tying up our series, and we will see it right there with the down B. I believe that move is a disclaimer we should have said at the beginning of the chat. I'm sorry, beginning of the stream. Dustin and myself, we are not Smash Bros. Aficionados by any means. We do our absolute best, though, to bring as good analysis and casting as possible. But again, Bowser and Saki on that Bowser, able to take game number 2. We have equalized this set 1-1 here. And again, I mean, I'm going to touch on it just one more time. What a crazy blind pick coming out of Saki there. Bowser versus Sonic. I mean, it's just so hard for Sonic to win that matchup sometimes.
Yeah, even with the speed, I mean, obviously doing some really good poke damage here and there, and obviously able to get some stocks off. But yeah, just that heaviness of that character, and actually, kind of funny as one of our league players pointing out that both of them are S plus characters, which is crazy to think that you see that, you know, within this league play and everything, even just in a solos tournament through K12. But it does look like while Saki is coming back on this Bowser, we do see the infamous hero coming in. Uma picking their, what I would consider main, at least for this year. Who knows what it'll be next year. but we have seen Uma on this hero several times, obviously, and the beginning matchup between these two. So as we're getting into it, Saki already at 23%. Uma coming out the gate, getting some damage in already, avoiding some of Saki's grabs and everything, and able to continue getting the damage up with not taking hits so far is very impressive.
Very impressive indeed, but now we will see some momentum go into the side of Saki, as we do have Umayuru up to 64% now. This game just about equalized here very, very quickly. Now, you'll notice a few stark differences here between Umayuru's hero and Saki's hero. Umayuru just plays very, very fast on this hero. Compared to what I see a lot of other players do, which is kind of that kind of slower paced style with the hero. So you're gonna need to figure out how to deal with that kind of in-your-face gameplay is Saki, especially being on one of the slower characters here with Bowser. But Umayuru will take the first stock here of this game number 3. Already also has Saki back up to 77% on the second stock. The momentum all in the side of Umayuru at the moment right now. Great recovery there by Saki. Will wait out the snooze as well. Good heads up gameplay there coming out of Saki. But this ledge guarding here by Hero is just absolutely devastating. We will see them be able to take the second stock here from Saki. It is a 3-1 stock advantage here for Umayuru, but that may equalize. It does not. Very, very, very close. Good recovery as well by Umayuru once again. That flame just bringing that percentage up very close to one hit territory now is Umayuru. Saki just needs to convert.
Yeah, and might convert here. Yep, and as soon as we see it, with that stock being taken off, Uma, though, back down to the 0%. Saki sitting at 45% on the last stock. Isn't going to dodge the sleep, but Uma not able to quite get back. I think they were in the middle of doing one move, so not quite able to get back to be able to do anything with that, but is not letting up. Saki now at 89% and climbing. And I will say, with the quickness of this hero character and being the edge guard that they have been doing, it's hard to say what's bound to happen here in just the moments to follow. Uma going to go off to try to get the sword swing. Saki a little too far up to quite get. Is going to be able to come back and do a grab and pound there. But 67% now. Uma going to have to get back in control if they don't want to get taken off by chance by this, by a big Bowser hit and everything. Trying to use that sleep ability. Good shield there by Saki. Saki utilizing that shield a little bit more frequent, knowing that those onslaught attacks are coming. Uma getting a really good hit there on the Bowser, though. and able to take that third stock off of Saki.
Hero
Man, a
win.
round 3 of round 3s, and we head into round 4. Match point technically for Uma coming into this best of 5.
Match point indeed, tournament point as well here. If Umayuru can win one more here before they lose 2, they will be crowned our champion. We do need Saki to win 2 more before that does happen to reset the bracket here today. Dustin, you touched on it for just a moment there. I want to just, especially while we're waiting here for game number 4 to start, Saki and the Bowser, their shields toward the end of that game were so on point. Very good with the shields there, but eventually, you're gonna miss one, and that we do see that happen. The side smash strong from Umayuru, and that did end up finishing that game number 3 for us here in this first and maybe final best of 5 series here for us here today. Back against the wall is Saki. Championship in sight for Umayuru, and we will see both players stick with who we just saw last game. The hero coming out from Umayuru, the Bowser here for Saki. No platforms here on this one. I think that tips the scale into Saki's favor just slightly here coming into this one. And already starting off a little bit better in this game 4 than our game 3 is Saki, getting a few hits to start us off, but Uma just chaining hits back to back to back. Already has Saki up to 85%. Make that 95, make that 108. Just able to chain, as I mentioned, hits back to back to back very, very consistently on this hero. But huge hit there. I did not think Umayuru was going to be able to recover. So a great recovery there coming out of Umayuru. Now sitting at 58%. I mean, they're getting close to 1-hit territory, and we already have Saki there up to 166% now, both on the ledge. Saki will wait that one out. It's a good play. Good shield by Umayuru, and able to convert into the first stock take here. Again, Saki's back against the wall. If they lose this one, Umayuru is our champion here today.
Yeah, and honestly, the stage recovery from Hero in general is so fascinating to me, but a huge hit goes on to Uma. Saki getting some good damage and continuing that edge guarding a little bit. Uma may be in trouble, is going to lose the stock there, but may have been somewhat intentional in some ways and somewhat unintentional trying to get back. Fresh set of percentages helping along the way, but Saki quickly taking it up to 68%. Saki sitting at 91%, making this even in terms of the damage amount at the moment. Uma getting a footing there for a minute, getting a little bit of that sleep ability in, able to get some more damage in. Is going to continue following up with these combos and hoping to take a stock, but not quite going to find one just yet. Getting some big hits, though, each time Saki's able to kind of get back to the stage. Saki trying to get some footing on the stage to come back. Is going to get hit, and the second stock finally comes off of Saki.
And that whole series started off with just an insane read by Umayuru with the grab as Saki was coming back onto stage. That and then just keeping them in the blender there for what seemed like 20 straight seconds, and very, very quickly will convert on the final stock take here of today as well. Umayuru able to take our grand finals set number 1, the only one they needed, in a 3-1 fashion. Umayuru is officially our Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Solos event winner here for the K-12 Esports League during part of our spring programming. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry. Boom, I should be back here now. Yeah, Umayuru, congratulations, our champion again for the Super Smash Bros. Solo event. That does mean that Saki is our second place finisher, and as we saw before, Kashiwa is our third place finisher as well. GG's well played to not only the 3 of them for placing on our podium, but to all players that we had join us here for the Super Smash Solos event. There were quite a few of you. It took us 3 weeks each Tuesday to get through this bracket, but we have made it to the end. Once again, shout out to Umayuru winning this, becoming our champion, and not even needing to take that first loss and have the bracket reset. That'll mean that Umayuru did win this one without dropping a single matchup. So that is huge, huge, huge for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll have all this action and everything over on our YouTube channel. And if you missed any of the previous season action or any of these sporadic events and tournaments that we're doing, definitely stay tuned to check out. We're definitely going to have some streams coming up with some of our Rocket League duos and everything that we have. We've got one more workshop coming up tomorrow for Unreal Engine game design piece. And then we're going to have like a chess tournament and some Fortnite and everything coming up in May. So we're still not done with this school year. And this is just a testament, again, to who we have signed up for these tournaments and what we get to look forward to for the remainder of the school year. But yeah, any closing thoughts, Robbie, as we kind of wrap up our Smash Solos tournament for today?
Oh, Dustin, I could yap for forever. I'm what's known as a yapper. But for us officially, that will do it for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Nothing further for the remainder of the school year for the K-12 Esports League on that. So if you are a Smash player and you are not graduating, we look forward to seeing you next school year. We cannot wait. Summer's going to be here before we know it, and then summer's going to be here and gone before you know it. I know it's sad to say, but it happens every single year. I remember being in elementary school, middle school, high school, and summer just being way too fast. So already talking about next year seems kind of wild, but at the same time makes complete sense. Once again, just want to shout out all of our players that participated here. As always, got to shout out your learning coaches, parents, and guardians for allowing you to participate with us. Shout out to our coaches. I know they didn't we didn't need them too much for this one, but as always, we appreciate them more than they know. And with that, once again, congratulations to our podiums. Third place, Kashua. Second place, Saki. And first place, Umayuru. That will do it for us here for the K-12 Esports League Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Solos event for our spring programming. Again, also say that 10 times fast. My goodness gracious. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we hope you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Have a great rest of your week, and we will see y'all sooner rather than later.